And hello, movie lovers, and welcome to the show. This is your host, as always, for Movie Lovers Unite, John D'Agorio. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to talk about movies in front of a water cooler and doing these movie reviews. So, with me, I have my good friend Quentin Bennett with me, independent comic book writer. Say hello to everyone, Quentin.
Hello, everyone. It's Quentin Bennett from Severe Comics.
And
we're
today,
something fun to watch. Something very special.
Very special indeed. This is actually us reviewing the 1991 hit film starring Bill Murray and also starring Richard Dreyfuss, Julia Haggerty, Charlie Cosmo. This movie was also directed by Frank Oz, produced by Laura Zisman, and screenplay written by Tom Schuckleman. And I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce that name. So let's go ahead and get on with it. So
he's just sitting there watching this video. He's trying to correct you the whole time, like taking the screen. It's like
exactly.
Correct my name.
What About Bob is also one of my favorites as well, Brandy. Same here. But yeah, this is what I love about Bob, though. You know, Bob Wiley has a great work ethic and he treats people well, but he suffers from multiple phobias, which makes it difficult for him to leave his apartment, and is divorced because of his ex-wife, like Neil Diamond, and he doesn't. Despite regular therapy, he makes little progress.
Neil Diamond fans, and those are not.
Exactly.
My wife's a Neil Diamond fan.
So let's go ahead and get into it with him waking up and everything. He tells his fish good morning, which is Gil. He tells Gil good morning, and then he goes, "I feel great. I feel wonderful." He repeats it like over and over again. It's part of his ritual. When he gets up, he goes, "Good morning, Gil." I said, "Good morning," and then
Gil just looking at him like, what's wrong with you?
Right?
My name is Steve.
And then on top of that, though. This is what else that winds up happening though too. He goes, "Well, I'm gonna go to work now." He doesn't actually go to work. He just goes where this desk is and he punches in a clock. Then after that, he goes on ahead, punches himself back out again, and then he goes on ahead and leaves for his appointment for Dr. Leo Marvin, which is played by Richard Dreyfuss. Now, Richard Dreyfuss Leo is actually getting ready to go on vacation to Lake Winnipesaukee, up in New Hampshire. Meanwhile, his basically Bill Murray's therapist winds up forcing his patient onto Dr. Leo Marvin. Leo's like, "Well, yeah, go on it."
Yeah, it was hilarious that one psychiatrist like called him, like, "Dude, you gotta have this guy."
Exactly. And then he goes, he's a great guy, Leo. And then Leo's like, "Well, I'm sorry that you're leaving the." And then he goes, "Well, I'm sorry that you're leaving the practice and everything." He goes, "Why are you going?" "Well, we just gotta go now. Bye." And just shoves Bob onto Leo, and Leo is trying to book Bob for another day because he's got his book and everything that he's trying to promote, which is Baby Steps, which we're going to get into a little bit later with Baby Steps.
Which he still charged him for it.
He charged him $40 for the book, plus the therapy that he didn't even get. All he got was just basically an interview with the patient, and that was it. He didn't actually do any kind of doctor work to get to know him that much, unless you actually count the Neil Diamond reference or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's about it. But also, too, Bob is afraid of elevators, touching things. He's a germaphobe. Know what? He's been practicing social distancing before 2021, before it was actually cool. But
the elevator scene is just like
right. We're gonna get into that in a minute, though, man. But yeah, instead of him taking the elevator all the way up to Leo's office, he goes and climbs about 6 to 8 flights of stairs just to get up to Leo's office. And he's out of breath and everything, hyperventilating a little bit. And of course, Leo's trying to book him for another day. And then that's when the secretary's like, "Well, Bob's already here for his appointment." And so He's like, okay, well, show him in. I guess I have to see him anyways, basically. So Bob winds up shaking his hand with the handkerchief. Go on ahead, Quinn.
Oh no, then I was just getting, I was trying to hold in a sneeze.
Right.
But but yeah, it is hilarious. You just see him like constantly like on the ground, like trying to get away from everything, like freaking out.
Leo's whole Yep, that's right, Brandy. Leo's whole family loves Bob except Leo. He basically gets, and yes, he does give himself a pep talk every morning. That is actually true. But you know, another thing though too that Leo does is he goes on and tries to analyze him for like only for a few minutes, not even like 5 whole minutes or anything like that. He's like, so why are you here? He's like, I got schizophrenia. I'm also have separation anxiety. Also, I also can't. I'm also afraid of heights. He gives him a whole list of stuff. That's just a little small things of different things that he's scared of, which is going to play out in this film without Leo actually knowing that he's playing it. Everything's being played out. Everything that he's trying to do to Bob.
Baby steps.
Right. But speaking of baby steps and everything, Bob also sees his wife's Leo's wife's picture up on the shelf and everything too. He goes, I'm good at this. He starts thinking of different names of who they are. He goes, this is Faith. This is Faye. Which Faye is actually the real name, but Leo corrects them later on. And then, of course, that's whenever also too. And he goes, and of course, his son's name is named Ziggy, Faye, and then I forgot what his daughter's name is.
You said that, and I forgot.
Anna's her name.
Okay,
but what I liked about this whole entire setup was it gives you the whole entire plot line of what Leo's going to be in store for later on.
Yeah,
but
the kid is having such issues. My whole child is gone.
And basically, he goes, Bob, there's a brand new book that's just hit the market. I like how he's just over there looking at the shelf, like, going, And the whole book, all the books on his shelf is nothing but his own novel.
It's all the same ones.
It's all the same ones. And, it's all the same novels and everything. And he goes, there's a new book that just reached the market. Oh, yeah, it's Baby Steps. Here you go. And,
way to sell your product.
Right? And then,
That's
Bob is
like,
okay. He goes, whenever you can't feel like you have anything, if you feel like life is too short, Bob, just go on ahead, read Baby Steps, and it'll help you through. It'll help you even get out of this office. And okay. Yes. Doesn't Leo's sister have a crush on Bob? Yes, she does.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to that in a little bit, but yes, she does have a crush on Bob. Basically, everybody loves Bob. But
on the next episode.
Exactly. But then after that he goes baby steps to the outside the office, baby steps into the elevator.
Yeah, he walked in and you see that face, he's like so proud of him, and so when the door closed, he's like screaming bloody murder.
And then after that, he winds up.
I can only imagine what the folks in the elevators is in there like.
Exactly, but also too, Leo winds up telling him, "Hey, look, I'm not gonna. This is just a little self-evaluation. I'm gonna be out of town at Lake Minnewassaki, out in New Hampshire, and everything." And then Bob's like, "What am I gonna do if I need you or anything?" He goes, "It's okay. There's other people that you can reach out to." Yeah, my secretary will go in and
she's like,
no, that's not gonna happen. Leo's like the worst psychiatrist that you ever want to see, to be honest with you, because he just doesn't want to deal with people.
Well, I think he was at the point where when he became so full of himself, like tons of pride, and what was bad about it is that he took his work to home, and he was doing the same thing to his family, and they do not appreciate that.
No. Another thing, though, too, was he was even psychologically analyzing his own family.
Yeah, yeah,
that was a big thing.
Yeah, I dated a psychiatrist before.
Did she charge you for the hour for the date, or how did that go?
Might as well have.
Uh-oh. And just like that,
I'm gonna this is a one-time thing.
Oh, okay. So it's like a one-time thing. I gotcha.
My brain, it's bad enough I'm in it.
But yeah, then of course, he winds up charging Bob the $40 for the book, and then also too, all this is happening, but there's also one other thing that I want to mention too. He does mention the fact that he is divorced. Neil Diamond is basically what killed his wife's. I
wonder how Neil Diamond feels about that.
I thought he would actually bring people together, but
Neil Diamond's just sitting there watching the movie. He's like, "Oh,
that hurt."
Oh,
but
why?
Yes,
why?
But yeah, then after that winds up happening, he winds up acting like he killed his own self. So that
that was.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, his reaction was something else. It's like, oh, he killed himself. Oh well.
Let's just get some sleep. Yeah, he was just like, yeah, let's just get some sleep. Clap on, clap off, because he has that clapper and everything. But that wasn't even the first time that.
I remember those commercials back in the day,
right? But also too, if you remember though, Bob actually bothered Leo like continuously, calling him up every 5 minutes and everything else, and then also too pretending that his sister or his wife was hurt or something like that, and got the actress from The Sopranos to go ahead and call him and everything.
He was like holding a napkin and everything.
Right, and then after that,
napkin on the phone too.
And also too, this is also what makes me laugh. After Leo gets onto him, he goes, "That was not smart. That was not smart." Jen walks off. And then after that winds up happening, that's whenever he decides to go in and fake his own death, and then he goes over to the 911 operator, to where they are, pretending to be a cop.
Like, won't get the address and everything. He's like pretending to be a detective.
And he has like a cigarette. He has like a pack of cigarettes with a star on it, pretending that he's a cop. And Betty was the 911 operator. He goes, "Yeah, I'm looking for a Betty." He goes, "I'm Betty." "Oh, you're Betty." And then what winds up happening is she winds up giving Leo's address to Bob, which is the biggest mistake. Next thing you know, and him and Gil, his fish, go in the bar.
Gil around his neck as a necklace.
And he has
like on the bus, just going.
He's also got the Baby Steps book pressed to his chest as well. He goes, "Baby steps to the bus. Baby steps to the bus. I'm getting on the bus."
Everyone was so happy when they got off the bus. Everyone was like,
everybody was cheering. But also too, remember he also had a phobia about getting on buses and stuff.
Yeah, he has a complete outdoor
and phobia. Basically, Leo helped him with that without Leo even realizing he helped him, because next thing you know, he winds up in Lake Winnipesaukee while they're Faye and everybody else is shopping in the grocery store that they have over there. And so all of a sudden, Bob just starts yelling, "Dr. Leo Marvin."
Leo Marvin. He's like, "No." And then he like go to the store. So he was sitting there waiting for him. And then he wants to
right
old couple. He's like, so you looking for Leo and Marvin? He's like, yeah, that son of a
That son
took
of a
our
bitch.
dream home. He just showed up one day with a pocket full of money and just took our home. Yeah, we take you there.
And also too, they said he's not going to show up, because even though he gave him a time or anything like that. And remember too, because Bob, you're acting irrationally. You need to go on ahead and sit in that diner until 3 o'clock. Wait until 3, and he's over there just looking at the time until 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And also too, he goes, I want.
So yeah. He just popped up in the back of the truck. He's like, no.
And then
the 2 old couple was like, ha ha.
Right, as in payback and everything.
Yeah.
That's whenever the couple went on ahead and dropped them off at their dream house and everything that Dr. Leo Marvin's renting out of and everything, which I thought was funny.
It was awesome.
And then I also like
you
that
must be the family.
Oh, that must be the fam.
That was just the look on his face.
Exactly. And then at that point, he actually gets, he said, what are you doing here? I told you to wait. I did. But then the nice people at the diner went on ahead and gave me a ride.
You just see that. You can like see him getting so upset, but he's trying to keep his composure about everything. And then he was like, talking to his daughter with the puppets and everything. I was like, dude, that is bad.
Right, and one other small thing I forgot to mention is the whole reason why they're over at Lake Winnipesaukee is because of the Good Morning America is going to be interviewing Dr. Leo Marvin for his book, for Baby Steps, which goes haywire later on, and we'll explain why it goes haywire. But another thing that I want to mention here is this. So, because Bob, I'm on vacation. You know what that means? Yes, that means you don't want to be bothered. Yes, that is right. You know what? I'm going to do you a favor. He writes them out. He goes, I don't want medicine. I don't want pills. I have pills. What are you doing? He winds up running him out a thing saying, take a vacation for your problems. So a couple of hours later, Bob shows back up again with wearing a t-shirt that says, don't bother me, I'm loco.
Yeah, he was coming back for his fish too.
Right. He goes, I forgot my fish, Gil. He goes, oh, Gil, okay, yeah. So
yeah, then like after Leo and his daughter got done, she like saw him walking down the road. After Leo left him there, like for the 10th time.
Right. And then at that point, Anna's like, asked Bob, what is he doing? Oh, I'm going back home. I'm going back up to New York. He goes, well, I'm going sailing. Well, I've never been sailing before.
Oh, that was like the best thing I ever seen my whole entire life.
So he gets a life jacket on, goes sailing, but he doesn't go sailing the way that we would go sailing. They actually tie him up to
it's just how they got him tied up. It was the cameraman work was awesome. They like focus on his face all happy and everything. Right. They just zoom out.
That side view was great for the camera shot for that. You know?
His angle was like this, leaning down like I'm sailing. And
the funny thing is, if you guys want to get some pops from What About Bob, Walmart actually sells them because I was actually tempted to buy one. But they actually have that one with sailing with the vest on and everything. But anyways, then after that winds up happening and everything, that's when Leo gets out one of the puppets that's and everything that of the family, and starts analyzing Anna for her actions for doing what she did and everything, inviting Bob.
Oh, those puppets.
That pop, I'll tell you what, that was scary.
Yeah,
And then
that's what they call taking your workout home to literally.
that's the extreme level because he won't talk to Anna unless she also has her puppet on her hand.
Yeah,
And Leo also has a puppet of himself on his hand.
yeah,
and everything. And then you see the two puppets actually fighting one another.
yeah. I just like the kid in the movie, and I know I've seen that kid before. I just can't remember where.
He played in Dick Tracy.
Oh,
he played the kid.
Haven't seen Dick Tracy.
You haven't?
No,
I haven't. That's a cult classic, man.
I know. I just never got around to watch it.
Yeah, he actually plays the character of the kid. In Dick Tracy. So
I'm going to get a lot of backlash.
Nah. I'll protect you from that. But
you're going to get so many hate mail. I'm going to get so much hate mail. Like, what's Dick Tracy? I'm like,
Then, of course, this is also, too, after all that happens, I think that Leo's trying to teach Ziggy how to dive.
Yeah, he was holding on to him, like, in the distance. He was like supposed to jump in Facebook.
But yeah, basically, Leo was holding Ziggy's shirt.
Yeah.
And whenever he was going to count to 3 to let him go to help him dive. And of course, Ziggy's afraid of water and everything. And then, of course, that's when Leo's just frustrated with Ziggy and everything and complaining over to his wife, Faye, about it. Because he's just never going to get it. He's not going to dive. I want him to do this for Good Morning America. I'm thinking to myself, how long is this interview going to be? It's like,
you never know. Okay.
Because I'm like, it's not like this is a whole.
They don't call it Good Morning America for a reason.
But still, though, if you think about it, though, it's like
to 12 o'clock in the morning.
I could see if the show was 60 minutes and it was like a special on Leo Marvin, but we're talking about a 10-minute segment on Dr. Leo Marvin with the book. Not dealing with the rest of the family. Oh, by the way, after my interview, let's go out to the back where my son's going to do a diving thing because nobody ever saw someone dive off the...
And watch him call me a murderer.
But then Bob comes in there and helps boost his confidence.
Yeah, well, the thing was in that scene the kid was pushing him to do it.
Right. Well, and Bob also
they were helping each other out.
Right.
And that was one wonderful scene right there.
Exactly.
They were both working with each other to face their own fears of the situation. And I think that works out pretty well.
I think so, too, to be honest with you. Because, remember, Bob said, well, I never sailed before. I did that and everything. How hard is diving? How hard could that be? And then Ziggy's like, you know what? It may not be that bad. So now Bob is like, okay, I'm going to jump. Don't do it. Don't do it.
He's like,
so he lets Ziggy go. And everything. So he lets Ziggy go. And then at that point, Leo's actually watching from a distance from his home. And so is Faye, because Faye calls him over there. He goes, look what Ziggy's doing. All of a sudden, he went from being excited.
He was like all happy and everything. He's like, what's he doing? He's like, that face says it all. Right?
And then that's when Leo runs over. He goes, thank you, Bob. Thank you for your help, Bob. We don't need any more help, Bob. Pushes him into the creek or the river. And next thing you know, Bob is showering and his clothes are wet, and which forces Bob to stay at their house until his clothes are dry.
He got the biggest happiest grin on his face.
Right? And he goes, well, Bob can just stay for dinner. And he's like, and then Bob is, at first he's kind of hesitant, right? He's like, and then I was like,
I don't want to you just see his face like, you say that now.
And then, of course, that's when he winds up having dinner at their house because it's actually storming. The corn. This corn is good. And then Leo's like, "Would you stop that?"
As soon as I trying to push him out of the house, and it stopped pouring down.
And then,
how about you stay at night?
Well, another thing though too is he makes him sit there on the couch all night with the slicker on.
You got the raincoat on and everything.
And Faye's like, "Honey, the rain's not going to slack off." And Leo's like, just standing on the porch watching it rain. He goes, "You hear that, Faye? I think it slacked off." And then, of course, Faye goes, "Honey, that poor man's been sitting on that couch all this time. We're not going to. It's 5:30 in the morning. We're not going to make him walk home in the rain." So, of course, that's when, like you said, he winds up spending the night.
So in a room with
Ziggy.
Ziggy. They're just in there, just laying in bed, not together, but in separate beds, across from each other, and they're just in there asking questions and everything, and they came in the best name calling my whole life.
Asshole, dick face. There's a bunch of different names that they call each other. Ball licker.
Oh, God.
Because he's actually talking about Tourette's, about how he actually has Tourette's. He goes, "Well, maybe if I act it out, maybe I might not have Tourette's anymore." So that's when the kid is actually helping him cope with Tourette's.
Yeah.
So you actually have a member of Dr. Leo Marvin's family who's a 10-year-old kid.
Down the door. He's like, "What's going on?"
He goes, "Sorry, Tourette's." It's my Tourette's.
And then the morning came because Leo had to get ready for the interview for Good Morning America, so he had to try to get him up. He's just sitting there shaking him. He's like, got the vein popping out his foot. Wake up!
And Bob's over there just smiling, and all of a sudden the alarm clock winds up, waking him up, and he goes, and he just has this grin on his face. He goes, "Oh, it's morning." And then Nick is like, "Good morning."
I just like Leo's vein in his forehead. Just popping up when he's just like trying to wake up.
I didn't even notice the vein in Richard Dreyfuss's forehead.
You never noticed the vein?
No, I never did. Now, there was a scene where I did notice it, but that comes like later on.
That vein was popping up.
I'm surprised he didn't blow a blood vessel on this while he was filming this, to be honest with you, or I had a headache by the time he was done.
It was so funny. Waking up, I was gets me all the time.
And then after that happens, that's when Bob is getting ready to leave. Yeah. And that's when Good Morning America's here. He goes, "Hey guys, Good Morning America's here." And then, of course, that's when, Good Morning America wants Bob to be on the show. He goes, "Yeah, Bob is just a patient." "Oh, a patient?"
He was sitting in the background, like behind everyone.
So get this. Leo was going to use a fireplace scenery.
Yeah.
Just for him. Now they have to switch the sceneries out to benefit Bob.
Yeah,
and he doesn't like it.
He was just sitting there like all stiff and everything. Just
he even forgot his wife's name, for crying out loud.
It was pretty much Bob was pretty much doing the whole show for him.
Because he choked. I don't know if he choked because he was nervous or because of the fact Bob was with him, or a combination of both.
I think it was everything, because he was always told himself how to control anger and everything. He just don't know how to process it.
And then, of course, that's also too when Bob winds up saying, "Yeah, baby steps. Let me just tell you about this man, Leo Marvin. He made me sleep in his pajamas, let me use his toothbrush, and everything. I got to spend time with his family. This man saved my
Go
life.
sailing with them.
This man saved my life because of baby steps. I owe everything to Dr. Leo Marvin." And then that's when they wind up, after the interview and everything, they wind up taking pictures together.
This is a full blown.
He goes, "So what's your next plans, Bob?" "Oh, that's when everybody goes back to New York after Lake Winnipesaukee."
Oh.
And then after that winds up happening, he winds up throwing Bob out again.
Yeah, I think
And
he took it to the same.
And he goes, "Way to go!" And then everybody's like, "Way to go, Bob! You totally saved my dad and everything. He totally choked, but you were there." And then at that point, this is when I saw the vein popping out. He goes, "Out, out!" And then he slams the door. He goes, "I can't believe you threw Bob out. You think he's gone? He's never gone." See,
is this part of therapy? He's still there.
He's still there. And then finally, he's thinking, "Okay, I know how to get rid of Bob. I'll check him into a mental institution, make him be institutionalized for anything that he has." He goes, "Hey, Bob, I want to just go ahead and apologize to you for the way I had treated you. So let me go on ahead and let's go. Want to go for a ride?" He goes, "Yeah, let's go for a ride." He has this big, huge grin on his face, like he's going on a road trip to Walmart or something.
It's so funny because you see Leo's like slowly like he's starting to become a villain. It's like an old-fashioned super villain. It's like
right. He's like, because I'm gonna go get rid of Bob. Yeah. But yeah, he goes on ahead.
The insane become insane, and the insane becomes insane.
Exactly. And then, of course, he drops him off over at the mental institution, but they can only keep him for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Which I think that Leo was probably just going to go on ahead, pack the family up, and go back up to New York and leave Bob in the mental institution for 24 hours. That's what I was thinking.
No, I think.
What do you think?
I think his plan was every 24 hours he will go back to the insane asylum and pick him and check him back in.
I don't see him picking him back up, to be honest with you. I could just see that. To me, I think I see him more of the fact getting his
in the mental institution. I like him.
The orderlies, like, he was only gone for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops. Yeah. And even his wife and kids are like, "Well, where's Bob? What about Bob?
What about Bob?
Where's Bob at?" And all of a sudden, he gets a call from the doctor that he checked Bob into the mental institution with. And he goes, "What? You gotta be kidding me." So he goes on ahead. He drives all the way back over to the mental institution. He goes, "Look, we already checked him out and everything. He's perfectly fine. I don't understand why you think that there's something wrong with him." And he goes, "You made him sleep in your PJs for crying out loud." And then he goes, "You need to take a vacation." "I am on vacation."
and then he like left him in the road again and speed off and get stopped by the patrol officer.
Right, because don't forget, he leaves Bob in the road and everything, and so he makes him get out. So Bob is thinking that this is about therapy. He thinks that this is actually for separation anxiety.
He's like, I just love everything he does. He thinks it's part of therapy. It was funny when I saw the patrol officer. I thought Bob was in the back of the patrol. He just got
right. So we're gonna get to that.
I'm glad it didn't turn out like that. That was even more funny.
Right, and then at that point, that's when Bob winds up. Well, of course, Richard Dreyfuss gets a speeding ticket,
Yeah.
and he goes, "Hey, officer, can you go in and have him home by 7?" And he's like, 7. But
It was so funny. And it was a couple that always picks him up. And,
the funny thing, the cop goes, "Wasn't he on Good Morning America?"
everyone recognizes him on TV now. And they don't recognize him. He just, and then he tries to back off and he gets a flat tire.
Yeah, he gets a flat tire, and then of course he starts changing the tire. Goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna get Bob. I'm gonna go ahead and kill him." And then next thing you know, while he's trying to change the tire, there's someone winds up running into a mud hole, splashing the mud onto Leo. He goes, "My suit."
My suit.
He goes, "Okay, Bob, I got something for you, Bob."
Coming for you, Bob.
And the next thing you know that's when he goes home and
If they do
everything.
a remake of that, I want to play Leo.
And then at that point, he winds up going back over to the house, and it's dark. He doesn't see anything. And then his wife goes, Leo. He goes, "Faye, is that you?" Next thing I know, there's a big, huge spotlight on him.
Yeah.
And it's actually a surprise birthday party. That's why Faye wanted him home by 7. Everybody's around there, including his sister, including Leo's sister.
Yeah, he was so happy to see her and everything.
And then
Here comes Bob. Hey, he's right behind the hole. Got his
This is
arm
good.
around her and everything. Then you see Leo's complete expression. He's like, "That's my sister!" Leap off the balcony.
oh my god,
It was beautiful.
it was.
Right towards Bob, and Bob is like, "Oh."
And then the doctors diagnosed Leo with being not clinically insane, but being just stressed out. And I was like, nobody knows why he's stressed out or anything either. Like, I don't know why he's stressed out. Well, it could be the Good Morning America thing.
He could be
That would have And so Faye just goes on ahead, just talks to Bob. She goes, "Bob, I think you should just go on ahead and go back to New York." He goes, "Is that what you really want?" She goes, "Yeah, that's what I really want." And he actually listens to her.
Yeah.
He was actually going back to New York, and then Leo winds up waking up,
Leo waked up and broke into the store.
broke into the
Dynamite explosions. He got the gun and
well, let's talk about that for a minute. Remember, because okay, he looks at the ammunition counter and looks at the guns. Goes, "Nah, too messy." looks at the bow and arrows. He goes, "No, not painful enough." Then he gets the explosives. I'll let you go on and finish that one off.
Yeah, he's like encountered Bob in the middle of the woods and got the gun and everything. Pointed to him and he's like, "There's a new type of therapy." Yeah. Therapy. He got the crazy luggage. He
Like
went full blown 40s villain on him. He's like, yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna make him blow up. Yeah.
Bye, Bob. Yeah.
So at that point, he actually does meet up with Bob. He goes, "Bob, come with me." So Bob winds up going with him and everything, and ties him up to a seesaw?
No, it wasn't a seesaw. I think it was a tree. It was
No,
pretty dark.
he was sitting on something. He was sitting on a bench or something.
It might have been a bench, but he was like pretty tied up with explosives around. He's like talking to himself.
He goes, "Is this
happening?
Right?
I'm all tied up.
I'm all tied up inside." And if I don't untie myself, I'll explode. He goes,
He got killed. Just like,
so he starts being like David Copperfield or Houdini and trying to untie himself.
yeah,
I
both of them
love
at the
how,
same time. It's like, I am free.
yes. That was perfect though. I love that though. Whenever when they're both thinking that they're free, Bob thinks that he's cured from everything that Leo's been throwing at him. That's what he's free from. Leo thinks that he's free from Bob. And then Bob brings the explosives that was around his neck into the house. And then you see Richard Dreyfuss walking up to the house. He goes and Faye's looking at Leo. She goes, Bob is gone. He goes, wait, I didn't hear it go off. And Faye's like, what?
Yeah. He's like, yeah, Bob's gone. He looks in the distance. You see Bob holding a cake.
And then here comes Bob with the cake. He goes, praise the jolly Capello. And then Faye's like, Bob, no. And at that point, that's when the bombs go off at the side of the house.
Yeah. And you see the two old couple from the beginning of the movie. It's like,
burn.
You just see it. And then you slowly see Leo just completely went in shock. Like holding a
completely comatose.
He was in there with a half basket in his hands, like twitching at the thing.
Then after that, I'm gonna let you go on ahead and end it on the way that it ends.
They were saying it couldn't get any worse, and then it just cut to Bob and his sister getting married. You just see him in the group.
Yeah, because this is how,
it's still petrified. You just see him with a little twitch every once in a while.
And then also too, this is also when the priest or the preacher winds up saying, "Now, if there's anybody that doesn't want these two to be wed, speak now or forever hold your peace." And then all of a sudden, Leo is no.
And they still continue with it, but everyone was so happy that he's again. He's like,
and then Bob also gives Leo a kiss on the cheek, and that's whenever it ends. But
yeah,
this movie,
I just love it that at the end credit scene, so is Bob becoming a psychiatrist and focus on death therapy. And Leo was suing him for rights.
I wonder how we would actually have to explain death therapy. How Leo would have to fight for the rights. Well, I tried killing him, but it just didn't work.
I think that was supposed to be for the sequel.
I would actually see to be honest with you, I would actually watch a What About Bob sequel if it was needed.
just show him in the court case about death. So you actually attempt to murder him? Yes.
Or
take him away.
Or just take the O.J. Simpson thing and be like, no, I didn't try to murder him. This is a what if scenario. If I would have done it, would have done it this way. That's what I would have done.
I'll tell you what, anyone who hasn't seen this movie, they need to see it at least once.
It's such a classic, man. I mean, this movie will have you rolling, have tears coming to your eyes and everything too. Not to mention the fact that this is Bill Murray at his best, to be honest with you.
At his very best.
But
this is like Groundhog's Day and Ghostbuster type level.
Exactly. I would even put another movie on that list though too, The Man Who Knew Too Little. Also,
Yes, that too. Yeah.
but anyways, that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover for What About Bob. What about you?
Yeah, I think that's about it.
All right,
If not, I'm just going to say the same things over and over again because it's
just like Bob.
so bloody funny.
All right, so where can everybody reach you at?
Oh, y'all can reach me at www.severecomics.com. You can read all my comics for $1 a month, and we always bringing up new comics every month.
All right, so everybody, you guys can go on ahead and follow me at Movie Lovers TV Lovers Unite on Facebook, underneath the same name on Instagram as well. And then also too, you can also follow me on Pinterest at Movie Lovers TV Lovers Unite over there. Then of course, if you want to donate to the page, how do you do that? Just go on ahead, drop a couple of $5, maybe $10 into the thing. How do you do that? Just go on ahead, go to www.gofundme.com/movie lovers podcast and go on ahead and donate a couple of dollars if you guys can. If you can't, that's okay too. Another thing too is if you guys want to reach out to me, just go on ahead and email me at movieloversunite@gmail.com. And then of course you guys can go on ahead and get an audio only podcast of this episode and other episodes that we've done here at Movie Lovers Unite, wherever you guys get your podcast from. As a matter of fact, I just dropped One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest today. So go on ahead, check that out on the YouTube channel, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also subscribe over to our audio only podcast where that episode is actually at too. Tomorrow night, I'm going to have an independent director on the show with me.
Ooh.
And we're going to be doing his, matter of fact, I'm going to be interviewing him for his fan slash documentary for Voorhees Night of the Beast. This is his fan made documentary of Jason Voorhees.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
So check that out at 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific Time. Also, coming up on May 20th, we're doing our Rambo series review. We're starting off with First Blood. So go on ahead, check that out at the same time at 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific Time. Saturday, we're doing the Silver Linings Playbook review. And everything at 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific Time over there. Of course, you guys can go on ahead, follow me at Schmoes of the North for Mount Schmodown at 3 o'clock Central Time. We talk about movie trivia Schmodown and everything else that goes on within the Schmodown community. And if you don't know what Schmodown is basically the WWE kind of style with movie trivia. Go on ahead, check out the movie Schmodown. Check that out. Tell me what you guys think about the movie Trivia Schmodown. Go on ahead, visit Schmoes of the North. And always until next time, guys, it's been fun. I can't wait to do this again. Thank you, Quentin, for joining me once again. I do appreciate you always taking the time out of your night. And always until next time, guys, it's been been fun. I can't wait to do this again. And bye-bye.
See ya.